Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is India. It's so nice to meet you. For those that are returning, it's so good to see you again. I told y'all I'm back. I'm gonna try and upload a video every single week. So I uploaded a video last week. Make sure y'all watch the Miami vlog for anyone that's considering going to the Miami Classic. Watch that video. Today's video is going to be advice for my freshmen. So that could be FAMU 27, that could be HBCU 27, that could be anywhere 27. So a lot of it is general tips, things I wish I knew, things that I learned from, tips in general to help you be successful. Tips in general that you need to be successful. And then there are going to be a couple of family specific tips, but I'm mixing it up, so stay tuned. There is no level of like most important to least important. I might say if something's really important, but I'm dropping gems throughout the whole video, so you might want to watch the whole video. So first things first, and I'm not gonna edit anything, so if I mess up, or bear with me y'all, because I don't feel like editing too much. First tip, definitely very important, be you. Okay, now a lot of people get to college and they want to act brand new, or they want to act a certain way to front in front of other people. They want to act like they got it when they don't. They want to just put up a front and act like a totally different person, but then in situations where you start acting like yourselves, now people think you're switching it up. So just literally be you. If you are not the type of person that's drinking, that's having sex, that's going out, don't start that in college just because, you know, you in a new location. Don't come to college and act a fool. So literally be yourself, be authentically yourself. There is a place for you. You just have to take some time to figure out where that place is, who is within that same vicinity, things of that sort. So please, please, please make sure that you stay authentically yourself, because that's when you start getting to, you know, people being fake and all that stuff. And you don't want to, you yourself don't want to portray that type of image. So definitely be yourself, because the beautiful thing about going to college, especially in HBCU, is that there are so many different types of people, so many people that are involved in different things, that like to do different things, that you literally don't have to put up a front just to fit in. Like, ain't no such thing as a popular game. Like, we're in college, everybody has a name for themselves, everybody has something big going on for themselves. So stay authentically yourself, and you know, don't be trying to put up a front just because you're in college now. So what I put under that: don't change yourself for others, said that. Don't put up a front, said that. Don't make FAMU or organizations your entire personality trait. So FAMU, like a lot of people make FAMU their entire personality trait, especially when they graduate. You don't want to be one of those people. FAMU is there to help you build as you climb, but you need to be climbing. So don't make FAMU your entire personality trait. And the same thing goes for organizations. Like when people join organizations and then that's all that they talk about, that's all that they are, that's all that they post. Like, just don't be that person. Use FAMU to get involved in a variety of things, and use those things and those connections to build who you are as a person and what you're working towards, but don't make that your entire personality trait. Okay. Next, understand everybody is successful and has been successful in similar ways, so you definitely want to stand out. So that goes for, you know, everybody says, oh, I was class president, president of the Black Student Union, Miss this, Mr. that, president of this club. Everybody was. Sorry, sweetheart. Sorry to break it to you, but the school you're going to is filled with people that are already successful and that are trying to continue that path of success. And so it's nice being in an environment where, you know, everybody is trying to work towards similar things, and where everybody's already on like a certain type of level of success. But just know that you're not, I don't want to say you're not special, but you have to find other things that make you stand out from the crowd. So if you won this, well, what did you do when you had that position? Or if you have a business, well, what makes your business stand out from others? Or why did you start your business? How has your business impacted? It's those, like it's the context of your success stories that will kind of help you elevate yourself. But don't hang too tight on titles, because we all know leadership is nothing about title and all about who you are as a person. Okay. Next, Get involved. So literally when you get to college, try and get as involved as possible. Now you can do that by going to different events that people are having, different socials that people are having. If they have an organization fair, go to the organization fair. But you definitely want to get involved. Getting involved can look something like SGA. It doesn't have to be SGA in, you know, student leadership. It doesn't have to be Royal Court. It could be something as simple as joining NAACP, joining your local club. So like for me, Atlanta Club, joining Atlanta Club. Definitely suggest you join a club for whatever city you're coming from. That is essentially, that's my recommendation of the first organization that you should join, is wherever you're from. But getting involved could, community service, or like literally anything. Just try and get as involved as you can, because the more involved you are, the more you're building yourself and your personal brand, the more you're helping your community, the more you're making a name for yourself, the more you're able to network, make new experiences, and meet new people. So literally, the more you get involved, the better experience you will have, regardless, like point blank period. So try and get as involved as you can, but don't get too involved. That is something that I did. I was involved in too many things to where I was overworking myself. So I would say, definitely you'll start to see that as you get older and as you matriculate through college, some things you're going to outgrow. So there might be some organizations that you join freshman year that sophomore year you're like, okay, well, I don't want to take as major of a role, or I don't really want to continue being a part of this organization. That's okay, because you're going to change as you matriculate, but don't try and do everything at once, because you're going to end up like me. Okay, next. Get a job if possible. So, of course, some people don't want to work, some people can't work, some people have to work. So I would definitely suggest that you get a job, get some sort of job, get some sort of way that you are getting income if you aren't receiving any from your scholarships or from your family. Only because college is expensive. You got to pay for groceries, you got to pay for books, all that stuff. Now that might be covered for you, or you might be taking out loans. Don't suggest loans, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. But don't suggest loans if you don't necessarily have to get loans. But anywho, let me not get off topic. Lost my train of thought. Oh, get a job if possible. Okay. It's expensive, and especially like when you're at FAMU. I remember within the first 2 weeks of school, I was in Miami my freshman year and sophomore year. Within the first 2 weeks of freshman and sophomore year, or my first and second year, because I'm technically classified as a senior now, but I was in Miami. This stuff adds up. Going to Miami, going to clubs and parties, buying groceries. Once my second year came by, paying rent, like all of that stuff adds up. So if you can, definitely get a job. Now, my personal suggestion is to look into virtual internships over getting a job. So you could work at Nike, and yes, you could get a nice little discount working at Nike. You could have fun working at Nike. But if you could have a virtual or even an in-person internship where you're actually getting work experiences on top of being paid, that's gonna help you a lot more than working at Nike. Now, currently, I have a virtual internship. I had it my entire second year, and I'm going to continue through my next year and the year following. So basically, I can have this internship until I graduate. It's a virtual internship. I clock in hours. During the summer, I work full-time, and then during the school semesters, I work part-time. But because it's virtual, I'm able to make it work for my personal schedule. Now, for me, I personally like to take online classes, so I was typically at home in my apartment a lot. But even if I had classes, I could make having a virtual job work for me and work around my schedule outside of a few meetings here or there. Now, when you have an in-person job, your shift is from 8 to whatever, or your shift is kind of locked in, so you have to be there at that time. But I do suggest virtual internships because they're a little bit more flexible and a little easier to matriculate. So virtual internships, or even being a brand ambassador. I have friends that are brand ambassadors. They make money off of being a brand ambassador, and all they have to do is post about whatever brand a couple times and do some on-campus activations here and there, and then they have a consistent, source of income while they're also a student. So look into brand ambassadorships, look into virtual job opportunities, or any in-person internships, over working a regular job. Just something that can kind of help you gain work experiences that are related to your career field, if that makes sense. Next, don't forget to serve your community, y'all. Especially going to FAMU, this is the college of love and charity. So make sure you are doing community service, especially if you have aspirations of getting into a variety of different organizations. If you are not serving your community, they're not gonna want you. So make sure you're doing your community service, and then also like just being a nice human being, a good person. Like, you should want to serve your community. You should want to give back to your community. So just make sure when you're doing things that you're looking into different community service opportunities. But with that, there are a lot of people that are not genuine when they're doing their community service. And when I say that, I mean they're doing a whole bunch of drives and a whole bunch of giveaways and a whole bunch of different community service events with the aspirations of running for a position, whether that's in SGA, whether that's in CAB, Royal Court. So it's like, I can tell you're trying to be Miss or Mr. whatever, or you're trying to be president or vice president of whatever, because you weren't doing this type of community service before you were thinking about running for that position. So just make sure whatever you do is genuine. Yeah, because I don't like people that are not genuine. Next, budget. Okay, make sure you better watch a YouTube video. You better go online. You better ask your parents, your family. Know how to budget your money, especially if you don't have consistent income, because of course everybody can't get work study. Everybody may not be able to get an internship or a job opportunity, be able to handle all of that while being in college. Just make sure you know how to budget your money. And when I say budget, make sure you're including for luxury expenses. So that's if you want to go to Miami, if you want to go to the club or whatever, all that stuff. Make sure you budget, because that stuff adds up, and it adds up very quickly. Make sure you're also budgeting for food and anything else, gas money. Even if you don't have a car, paying your friends that have a car gas money. Just make sure you budget. Next, download Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, DoorDash. You're gonna need it. Like, there's literally nothing else to say. You're gonna need it, so download it. Also, if you aren't able to have a car, I was able to have my car my first year on campus, but that was because I had 30 credits. Depending on your school, freshmen may not be able to have cars. If you aren't able to have a car, try and befriend somebody that has a car. But with that, be prepared to pay them gas money, because I was that friend that had the car and nobody else had a car. And there were a lot of people that thought they could take advantage of me having a car and trying to ask for rides to play. Like, no, that's what we're not gonna do. So make sure if you do have a friend that has a car, make sure you're paying them gas money, because they're struggling just like you. They're having to pay for college just like you, having to pay for clubs and all that stuff just like you. So have that gas money, have it ready. Next, leadership goes beyond a title. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people get discouraged. Like, I remember I was sitting on a panel for FAMU talking about this. A lot of people get discouraged when they don't win. So say they're running a campaign and they don't win their campaign. A lot of people get discouraged, but what they don't realize is that leadership goes beyond having a title. There are a lot. I could really name drop, but I'm not gonna do that. There are a lot of people that have held positions within FAMU and didn't do anything with it. So they were Mr., they were president, vice president, whatever, of whatever organization, and they didn't do anything with that title. Meanwhile, their opponents probably were doing stuff. So literally, leadership goes beyond the title. So if you don't win something, it's not the end of the world. It just means it wasn't your time. But that means that something else is along the way. Something else is coming that is for you. But don't get discouraged if you run a campaign and you don't win, because there are so many other ways that you can be a leader on FAMU's campus, none of which require you having an actual position within an organization. Then if you are ever so fortunate to become something, to get a title, please do something with that title. Like, don't just get a title and then you disappear, and the people that voted for you, you're not fulfilling your platform points. Like, that's a situation that you don't want to be in. And if it is because I know I've held positions at FAMU, a lot of the times it's because we don't got no money. You can't host stuff and do different things if your budget is $0. So a lot of the times it is budget, but I'm a girl of transparency, so if we don't have money, I'm gonna make sure everybody know we don't have money. You know, now sometimes you can't do that, but you know, just remaining transparent, but also making sure that you're fulfilling what you said you were going to do. Be a person of your own word. Next, research any organizations you're interested in. So I'm gonna speak from the perspective of being a sister. So I am a member of Sisters Incorporated, which is a community service organization on campus. Now, a lot of people, when they're interested in different organizations, especially organizations that have discrete processes, one being my organization, they don't go the right way about, you know, looking into those organizations. Now, I'm not going to speak on anybody's organization. I'm just going to make general statements. Do your research. So go on YouTube, see if you can find books, see if you can learn from people that are already in the organizations, attend that organization's events. Like Sisters, we host tons of events on campus. If you're interested in becoming a part of an organization that has a process, make sure you're attending that organization's events so that you can make it known that you're interested in that organization. Outside of that, do not be, you know, messaging random people. I would try and steer clear from that. Now, if it's someone you trust, like if someone was interested in Sisters Incorporated and wanted to message me, I'm the type of person that would be more than willing to help you and kind of guide you in the direction that you need to go if you're interested. But everybody's not like that, and you don't know what type of response you're gonna get. And sometimes it might be a bad response that might impact your chance. So I would just say, do your research, do as much research as you can do, and then attend events for that organization. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, leave them athletes, leave the Greeks, leave people alone, okay? Like, I'm telling you, a lot of people, men and women, everybody, literally are predators. Now, it might not be from the sense of, oh, he's 30 and you're 16 type of predator, but predator as in they see somebody new and they want to hop on it. So please understand that when you first come to college, there are going to be so many people that are coming towards you that are showing interest in you, but I promise you, they're doing the same thing to like 4 or 5 other people. So please do not feel special. Now, if something happens and, you know, you somehow find your family love story, that's great, but don't expect for that to happen. Everybody thinks they're gonna come to college and it's gonna be like a different world. That's not the case. So please leave the athletes alone. If anything, the athletes and the Greeks, leave them alone, okay? Please, 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 please. Because they are running that same game on everybody. So please do not feel special. Please have your guard up, protect yourself. Like, it's no joke out here. Yeah, don't be fast trying to find your family love story. Please. A lot of these people know their way around. They're predators. They're running the same game on everybody. And beware of locals, especially if you're in Tallahassee. The locals are everywhere. Beware of locals. Locals are people that are from the Tallahassee area, people that are 30-something going to college clubs with 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. Those are locals. So beware of locals. Next, network. You're at college to create opportunities to give yourself a better life through pursuing higher education. You can't do that if you don't network. So that could be as simple as, you know, going out your way to speak to people, going to networking events. If there's a organization as far as like a company that comes to your campus, talk to the representatives from that company, you know, network and see what opportunities they may have, things that you could like, you don't know until you put yourself out there and you try. So a lot of college is getting out of your comfort zone and making yourself get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So me, well, I wouldn't say I was like an introvert. I kind of was in high school. I'm more like an ambivert now. So like, I don't have an issue with socializing, but there are times where I just want to be to myself. But if you are someone that's more of an introvert, I I don't really know what to say because I know a lot of people like to stay inside. I would just say, even if you're not going, you don't have to go to parties to be outside when it comes to college now. You don't have to be outside to, I mean, you don't have to go to clubs to be outside. It could literally just, you going to the caf. Like anything that's not your room is considered outside. Like if you're an introvert, just trying to put yourself outside and put yourself out in the open to, you know, be receiving of opportunities. So that could literally be just walking around campus, being on the quad, being on the set, being in class, the caf, like literally anything. If you're an introvert, I would just say maybe try and find some other introverts, or seek a mentor. Mentors can really help you. Mentors, very good thing to have, and there's a lot of programs at FAMU that can help you get a mentor, things of that sort. This video getting kind of long, y'all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, network. Okay, next. The parties are all the same. Make other experiences, please. So you're gonna get to college and you know you're gonna have your welcome week, and that was honestly one of the most fun weeks out of my entire college experience. There's gonna be a whole bunch of parties during welcome week, and then the week after that, or the weekend after that, there's gonna be parties. The weekend after, there's parties every single weekend, and every single party is the same. So please do not spend your money on parties every single weekend, because I promise you, you're gonna be listening to the same music, the same Florida music. You're gonna be, or wherever you are, sorry, but you're gonna be listening to the same music. It's gonna be the same people. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be dark, people gonna be drunk, acting fool. It's the same thing every single week. It gets tiring, but it also gets expensive. So please just know that, like, I know people who were paying $40, $50, $60 to get in the club. Is never that serious. Like, stay home. You can make it next time, or like literally just have a kickback, something. Like, there's other things to do, and you don't want to spend your whole college career partying. Like, after a while, it'll probably get old to you. Like, now I'm not trying to be partying with people. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to, like, I'm 20, but like it's my 3rd year. I'm ready to leave FAMU, so I'm really not trying to be in the club every single weekend. Like, I'm not trying to do that. But get out the house. Like, I would say explore your city as much as you can, because outside of partying, like, Tallahassee is definitely a college town, because majority of everything in Tallahassee is just nightclubs and stuff. But try and find other things that you can do. Like, this might be hard if you don't have a car, but try and make other experiences outside of partying. So that could still be like going to football games. Like, that stuff makes your experience, but also exploring the city that you're in, because especially if you're out of state, like, you're not used to this area. So why would you not want to explore and see like what else the city has to offer? Next, remember why you are there. Now, this is something that everybody says, and a lot of people might get tired of it, but a lot of people get to college and then forget why they're at college, because they get so consumed with partying, they get so consumed with boys and like everything, like they just go crazy. Please remember that you are there to get your education. And if your homework ain't done, why are you going to the club? Like, I was literally the auntie friend, because one thing about it, if you saw me outside, all my work was done. The 4.0 remained throughout the year. So, you know, if your work not getting done, why are you outside like, priorities? So know why you're there, and make sure you prioritize what's most important, which outside of your mental health is your education. That leads me to the next one. Please prioritize your mental health. A lot of people get to college and they let it stress them out. Like, I was the type of person that would cry over getting a B. Now I'm at the point in my life where, yeah, I still have a 4.0 GPA, but there have been times where I'm like, I'm not gonna let school stress me out. Like, I'm over here stressed. And it's like, why am I stressed over school when I'm gonna still get my degree 4 years from now? Like, whether that's GPA is at a 4.0 or a 3 point something, I'm gonna still get my degree. And now the old me would have been like, no, India, you trying to be summa cum laude or however you say it. But at this point, I'm paying the same amount of money for this education, whether I have a 4.0 or a 3.5. So I'm not finna let professors stress me out and, you know, me sacrificing my mental health for school. So sorry. So if you need to take a mental health day, take that mental health day. If you like, please also find an avenue for yourself. So for me, that's going to the gym. If that's doing yoga, if that's going to counseling, if that's journaling, if that's praying, like we have resources for that. We have a prayer group at FAMU. We have counseling at FAMU. We have yoga classes that take place. Like, find something that can help you mentally, help you stay balanced while you're at college, because it does get stressful, especially if you are out of state and like you can't, you know, drive 20 minutes to see your mama or something. Like, please prioritize your mental health. Next, research your major. Now, I'm gonna make a video about my major change. I changed my major and I lost all of my funding from FAMU as a result. I don't regret it, but I'm gonna go in detail on that in my major change video. Research your major before you get into everything, because a lot of scholarships, if you are a merit scholar, it might be the same for some need-based, but definitely merit. A lot of the requirements, at least for FAMU, is that you cannot change your major. You change your major, your funding's done. So please research your major, look up the course curriculum and see what courses you are going to be taking as that major. I was a business major. I'm now a public relations major, and business, I'll talk about it in that video, but business wasn't for me. I was low-key depressed. I hated my major so much. So please, to save you what I went through, research your major before you declare and before you actually start taking classes, because the whole changing major process is very stressful. It can lead to you losing scholarships. It can lead to you having to push your graduation date back. So just do your research ahead of time. Next, hygiene is important. Now, for my Tally people, y'all, it is hot as all day in Florida. It's like you're taking 3 showers a day. That's how hot it is. Every time you leave the house, you're coming back and you're taking a shower. It's so hot outside. So please make sure you are showering. Use something. I know some people can't use deodorant, but use something that can help you not smell, okay? Especially if you have a roommate, because yeah. What else? Get an umbrella if you're in Tally. It rains a lot. Tally literally rains basically almost every week, so you're definitely gonna want an umbrella. Get you one of them fans off of Amazon. Thank me later. Get you a fan off of Amazon. You're definitely going to use it. As for like the rooms, incense, candles, candle warmers, wall plugins. Now, it's to your discretion if you want to have candles and incense. I'm an incense burner. Like, I literally have an incense in the back burning right now. I'm an incense burner. It's up to you and your discretion. A lot of policies say, you know, you can't burn candles and incense and all that whatnot in your dorm. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all if you want to get some candles and some incense for your room. But I do know when they come for that room check, they better not be able to see it or you're in trouble. But if you want something that's safe and approved, I would definitely suggest getting wall plug-ins, specifically the Febreze ones. The Glade ones smell better, but they aren't as strong, so you might have to get more than one. But get you some wall plug-ins, and then you can also get some candle warmers where it like plugs into the wall and then you just drop like the candle wax in there, and then, you know, that'll kind of help. But those also are not as strong, so, you know, do what you want. Next, clean your room, bro. Like, there's a lot of people whose rooms, when I stayed on campus my first year, I'll walk into their room and it's disgusting. Like, your bed ain't made up. Now, that's up to y'all. I ain't gonna judge y'all, but like, bed ain't made up. Laundry basket is overfilling. Bathroom is disgusting. Sink area, disgusting. Like, clean your room. Like, I know your mom, your dad, your grandma, whoever did this for you is not here, but that don't give you no reason to have a nasty room.